What is up, guys, and welcome back. So this video I'm going to take you through a whole bunch of dynamic themes. The first 20 or so are going to be just random. Then I'm going to take you through my top 5 or top 6 favorite of all time. So let me just explain what I'm kind of judging this on. So firstly, the dynamic effect of it. So as you can see, there's a lot of independent moving objects on the screen, as well as these icons here have changed. The icons on the standard PlayStation have changed as well, and the sound has changed as well. So that's what I'm going to be judging it on. How many things have changed, and also just the general creativity of it. So with this one, if I go from this level down to this level, look what happens. There's a massive change. You've got manta rays swimming here or flying. Move it up again, and bang, it changes again. And this is the only theme I've come across today that actually has vocals. And I only found this today browsing the store. Now, majority of these are going to be free, but I couldn't tell you which ones I got from pre-orders. In the description, there's going to be a timestamp to each of these, so you can jump around in there. And if they're not there yet, it's because I'm still editing them, so give me a second or two. So, without further ado, let's get into this. Right, next up is going to be The Last of Us Part 2, Burning Car theme. So as you can see here, the icons have changed. The sound effects of moving has changed. The icons themselves have changed slightly. And in the background you've got some dynamic effects, obviously the flames moving, the sparks, the smoke, but it doesn't seem very clear. It seems like it's at a lower resolution if you look at the smoke above the car, which is why I was very disappointed with this particular theme. It is pretty cool though, I mean, on a cold winter's day to have that in the background, but nothing special to write home here. Let's move on. Okay, Mirror's Edge dynamic theme. So again, this is going to be very low in dynamic effects. As you can see, the icons have changed. The sound effects of moving the icons have changed, and there's just slight moving ships in the background. So very standard. And again, these are just different colors. So nothing again too special here, but this is just the beginning. Let's move on. Alright, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, Holiday dynamic theme. Let's have a look-see. Right, so you can see the leaves around there. I thought the leaves, they do continue, that's good. Around anyone that's selected. The icons have changed, the sound effect has changed. And of course you've got the smoke dynamic theme. He is kind of moving. I was hoping his hair would be moving as well. You can see the top of it's been cut off flat. So not terrible. These icons have changed as well. And there's a different picture right there. So we've got the debris falling in there. But himself, very, very little movement. But the fog and stuff is pretty cool. If you enjoyed the game, not so bad. Pretty cool theme. Okay, Shadows Die Twice. This is the launch dynamic theme for Sekiro. So this one, you've got the smoke movement. As you can see, the sound changes, icons have changed, and the only real dynamic effect is going to be the flame right over there. And there is only one picture, so that's going to lose some score for that. But still, pretty cool theme. Okay, Cyberpunk 2077. Now, I did expect more from this, as amazing this game is going to be. Not to hype it up much, but the effects have changed. Sorry, the sound effects have changed. The icons have changed, which this is the one I'm actually using at the moment because I like how crisp and clean it is. The picture of the character there is very detailed. Very detailed. He's actually got Spider-Man on his top. And then if you change between the two, these have also changed the icons. So here, there's no other picture. And technically, this is not a dynamic theme, guys. So this should be under my worth mention section, which I'm going to do just before I do the top 5. But still, pretty cool, crisp, clear theme. I like it. Alright, next up, God of War, Your Journey Awaits, dynamic theme. Now again, kind of like The Last of Us, I do have 2 Last of Us themes, so that was only the first one I showed you. I did expect more from God of War, being how amazingly detailed the game was. So music's changed, sound effects has not. On the icons themselves have changed. I like those icons, they're pretty cool. Then if you move up and down, these icons have changed. I like those icons, but the picture doesn't change, it just moves. So dynamic effect, you got some flying creatures there, you got the water, the boat. They are inanimate. They're not moving at all, except for the boat movement. And then the monster in the top left, he's moving his head. So I do enjoy this, but I just feel that the characters on the boat could have been more detailed and some movement involved with that. And there's also a flag on the far right, which is moving. Still, I like the water effect. Pretty cool theme. Okay, Shadow of the Tomb Raider PS4 theme. This one is fairly old. Not sure how old. As you can see, the icons have changed, definitely. Very cool, dark maroon red. The sound effects have changed with the icon. And if I move between pictures, these icons have changed. The picture kind of just zooms in, zooms out when I do this. But looking at the dynamic effect, you've got the hair is moving. At the left, you've got some brush moving. Her axes are moving as well, which is pretty cool. And I did use this one for a fair amount of time. And obviously the sun eclipsing there is also moving. So I do enjoy this theme. I used it for many, many months back in the day. Alrighty, let's move on, guys. Okay, FarCry 5. I used this one for a long time as well. And just going back and hearing the sound of the music, yeah, it takes me back straight there. So these icons have changed slightly. They've got a blue outline. The sound effects have changed slightly. And if we move down, we can see these icons have changed. That's actually blue outline, red outline. And moving up and down again, it's just a zoomed in and out pretty much, slightly. But looking at the dynamic effect, you've got the flag moving, the fog's moving, which is a standard for the lazy dynamic themes, I call them. But I did enjoy this one. And with the music, you can see there's some debris moving from the right, and you got the bell plants moving on the right over there as well. So not bad. I mean, I did use it for a long, long time. Let's move on. Alright, next up is the Paragon theme. Let's have a look, see at what this is all about. So, from here, straight away you hear the music's changed. Sound effects have changed. Icons, I think those are different, although they don't look different enough to score in my books. We move down, the icon here, they've just changed background color pretty much. And again, moving from screen to screen, there's no difference. And there is slight dynamic effect. I mean, this is more, looking at it now, yeah, this is more of a panning. This is not dynamic. The only thing that's moving is the fog again, which is cheating. The shadow's not moving, the leaves aren't moving independently. It's kind of just panning around, and they call it dynamic. But because the fog is moving, it is technically a dynamic theme. Alright, let's move on. Alright, the Dark Pictures, Man of Medan theme. Let us have a look-see. This is also fairly new. So looking over here, we've got icons which are slightly different. Moving up, the sound is the same. The dynamic theme is just the moving skull. And moving between the pictures, you've got the very cool theme. The rain, the water, the fog, the ship is also moving, swaying left and right. And you got the clouds up top there. I think they're clouds. I haven't actually played the game. Which is strange. I love my horror games. But it is pretty cool. I do enjoy the theme. I like the way that moves clockwise and anti-clockwise in the center. Or clockwise in the center, anti-clockwise on the outside. And the music has also changed, as you can tell. Okay, moving on. Okay, next up, Uncharted 4 Shipwreck Dynamic Theme. And I was very much looking forward to this one, if you can look forward to themes. I just love the water effect. And the little fishies and the duckies. There's no ducks here. So this one, lots of moving objects. Lots of moving objects. The seaweed, the water, the lighting, the shadows, the fish. Very, very, very cool theme. And of course, the icons always change. And it's more of a high-pitched sound when you move, but they're all kind of gold coins. The trophy is the same. But, oh wow, I didn't even realize I was on 99%. In all honesty, I had no idea. Holy shit. I think I'll get that today. Woohoo! I'm going to live stream that. Anyway, going from picture to picture, these have also changed, like a piece of a map piece. And I don't mind that it kind of zooms in between the pictures, because that picture alone is pretty damn cool. And look at the water effect. If you hold down the icon, that appears above the icon. Little bubbles, sorry, the bubble effect. Very, very cool theme. I enjoy this one. Let's move on. Now, another Uncharted. This is the Drake's Fortune one, and I had this one on, I would say, for years. This was the game that introduced me to trophies. The first trophy I ever got. This popped up. I think it was fighting on the boat at the beginning, and I was like, what the hell was that? So this one, icons have changed. Music has obviously changed, you can't help that. The trophies are different as well. So moving between the two, you got those have changed, and you've got the zoom in and out, which is pretty damn cool. So dynamic effect, you got the clouds, the trees. Wait, are the trees moving? Yes, trees are moving, water, birds. Yeah. Lots of moving objects in this one, and I used this one for a long time, like I said. Okay, let's move on. Okay, Detroit, Become Human. Now, I really enjoyed this game. I haven't finished it yet. It's on my to plat icon, or folder. I've got an icon, a folder over here, platted storage and then the plattable storage. Yes, I still need Red Dead. I kind of skipped some of those story missions. But as you can see here, the sound effects have not changed, the music has not changed, that's standard PlayStation. And it is more of a panning picture now that I look at it. Although technically those lines on the screen are moving. And yeah, you could call that dynamic. I go between the two and it kind of zooms out. Those icons are the same, just got a blue outline now. But still pretty cool, you know. I like to use the theme of the game that I'm currently playing. Let's move on. Alright, Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Morgue City. Let's have a look at this one. So, icons have changed. Music has changed, kind of a noir feeling right there. Sound effects have changed. And the only dynamic effect is going to be the rain and the lightning on the right, top right. Clouds are not moving, there's no lighting, so very basic standard theme. But pretty cool if you're actually playing the game, so why not? Okay, Uncharted 4, Fire Dynamic Theme. I was also used this one for a fairly long time while playing the game. So, sound effects are the same as the other one. The icons have changed, a little bit more crisper now, I feel. And moving between the two, you've just got to zoom. Or no zoom on this one, just more of the picture. So dynamic effects, you got the fire, you got the sparks. What else is moving in the background? He is moving, looking at his arm. He is swaying left to right, or right to left, whichever way you're looking at it. So a pretty cool theme. Fire always goes down well with most people. Okay, let's move on. This is the PlayStation 20th anniversary, which is pretty cool. As you can see, the music has changed straight away. The icons are definitely different. And if you leave it, well, you look at these ones, they're old school. And as you can hear, it's got the PS1 sound, which is pretty damn cool. And the only dynamic effect of this really is the odd triangle and circle that flies through. I think they could have added a couple more of those for effect. But it is dynamic anyway, and a lot of people are going to be using this because of the nostalgia effect. There comes a circle, yay! Okay, moving on. Oh wait, there is more. X and circle. Alright, cool, let's move on. Right, this one is another Detroit Become Human. This is character theme. And this is the one I used more than the other one. So as you can see, sound effects and music is staying the same. The icons are the same. So this one, it just changes when you go between, as you can see there, auto changes. It is dynamic technically because they are moving slightly. It's not the camera's not panning. His hair on the right is moving slightly as well. So I like the scene changes on that one. It's pretty damn cool. Okay, Kingdom Hearts, Impossible Odds, dynamic theme. Now you can only assume this is going to go tits up. So, the sound effects are different, icons are different. The music hasn't changed, which I found very strange. And looking at the icons down here, those have definitely changed. I like those icons, nice and metallic. As you can see, moving between the two, you've got the classic Kingdom Hearts sound, and of course the key is shining. And of course the yellow dots on the left are not just stars, those are the eyes of the monsters, the shadow monsters that you fight. So not a bad theme if you're playing the game. Why not give that a smash? So this one I actually just threw in while I was going through my list, Untitled Goose Dynamic Theme. If it's your thing, you like the retro, why not? So sound effects have changed, which is pretty cool. Icons have changed slightly. No, those aren't changed. Don't think those have changed either. So the goose has now got key in its mouth. Move up, it's got no key in its mouth. So not much dynamic there, just the goose itself. Now it's got a fork. That's funny actually, I don't mind it, to be honest. Okay, moving on. Okay, the PlayStation wrap-up theme. This is when they send you an email describing how many hours you played on certain games and just your general stats. It's fucking amazing. Almost 600 hours for me on Days Gone. As you can see, icons have definitely changed. The sound effect wouldn't change because that's the classic that's the classic PlayStation. Icons have definitely changed there, and going from this theme, the music kicks in, and then of course you go down, you've got different pictures. So you got the skull, and you got the what we would call Bioshock. Ooh, I think Bioshock's being released in the next free PlayStation update next month. Bioshock the Collection. As you can see, it cycles through. Pretty cool PlayStation theme over here. Pretty damn cool. Okay, this is the one I always apply during Christmas time, as you might have guessed. Love having it in the background. I just hope they make a new one. As you can see, snow falling, lights flashing, and then the games on the tree. Slender Man, you can see there. What else we got? Limbo, and a couple of others as well. Going between them, just kind of zooms in. Valiant Hearts right there. So the sound is the same, music is the same. PlayStation Plus is the star, and of course you got your flakes falling down. Alrighty, next up, Days Gone Horde theme. Dynamic theme, as it says. Having a look at this one. Music has changed, icons have changed. The sound effects haven't changed. These icons will have changed as well, but rusty. As you can see, the swap between the two is just the picture. Now, the branches are moving at the top. I'm looking at the Horde now as well. His hair is moving, definitely. So, again, it is definitely dynamic. Looking at the grass, not moving. Zooming out, just the trees and the fog as well. But still, very cool theme. I like the mountains in the background with the sun top peaks there. Very, very cool. Okay, Until Dawn. Also, very, very cool theme. And leaving the best couple, 10-15 for last here. So as you can see, music has changed. Sound effects have not. Icons have not, I don't think. Not obviously. Slightly different color there on those. Then, of course, the skull, the fog is moving. Lazy. Until Dawn is flickering. And having a look at the eyes, nothing's moving there. The hourglass, and of course some more fog at the bottom. Still a very, very cool theme. I love the skull in the hourglass. Okay, Oddworld, new and tasty theme. Now this one has changed more things than anything else, I think. It's second to none. So, sound effects, changed. It's definitely dynamic, as you can see in the background. Going between these, the icons definitely changed. And look at the amount of movement as well. And it's not necessarily the amount of movement, just what they're doing. It's funny, it's cocky. And looking at the top as well, the Mr. Rain at 32, all that's changed. And he changes sides. He changes positions, it looks like. That's very cool. That's very cool. I didn't notice that before. He changes positions where he's cleaning. Very cool. Some of these things you actually have to study to see the differences. But very cool. Now I remember pushing something. I remember him making noises. I think that was actually in the game, looking at the sound effects. But I love the icon changes as well. Changed dramatically in the trophies, like a big tower. Settings and powers, the footprint or handprint, I'm not sure. But very, very cool theme. I enjoy this one. Right, the God of War theme. Fall of Olympus. Also, I used this one for quite a long time when playing my God of War. Icons definitely changed. Sound effects of those icons have definitely changed. Going between them, definitely changed. Music has changed. And it's one of those zoom in, zoom out pictures between. But of course, you've got the rain, the clouds, the flag. He's moving. His kilt. Oh, geez, not a kilt. I'm not sure what it is. His clothing is moving. So lots of moving objects in here. And very, very cool. Okay, XCOM 2, War of the Chosen. Now, again, this isn't... I think it is a dynamic theme. Let me just see here. Yeah, it's definitely dynamic because there are sparks moving. The icons have changed. The sound effects have changed. And going between, that's changed. Icons over here have also changed, but as you can see, the only dynamic effect is the fog, and of course the sparks flying through. Having a look at them, they're not moving independently, not that I can see, but still I really like this theme, and I used it a lot whilst playing one of my favorite games of all time, the turn-based XCOM. Alright guys, what I'm going to do now is cycle through a couple of worth mentions. There aren't dynamic themes, they're kind of just pictures, but they are still pretty cool. So let's have a look at this. First one's going to be Shadow of War theme. And they say theme, but if they don't change anything on here, then it's difficult to be a theme. I think this is grayed out, so I'm not sure if that's actually part of it or not. But as you can see, the picture changes in the background, so it's not dynamic. It's still a pretty cool theme though. I used this for a fairly long time myself. Just make sure they're not moving. You stare at it long enough, it looks like they're moving. Okay, let's move on. Right, the Resident Evil 7 themes. Now, I couldn't find a dynamic theme for Resident Evil. They're all pretty cool, freaky. Sound effects change, music changes, but they're not dynamic. I mean, can't they just have the shadow moving or something? And if I move down here, icons have changed. I like those icons. The background has changed instead of actually the color. So the picture changes, and the music and the sound effects, but it's not dynamic. And the next one is also Malevolence. This is Biohazard, I think it is. No, this one's Biohazard. The last one was Malevolence. This one is also the one I used a lot. So icons have stayed the same kind of. Sound effects have changed. I love how they got the evil as 5, 6, 7 there. It's fucking brilliant. Going through the icons, these have changed background as well. Very fucking cool. But as you can see, they've just changed the color of the last one and changed the music. So the picture will change. And I do like the sun shining to the right of the house there. Very, very cool theme. And creepy as well. Okay, The Last of Us Part 2 grunge theme. Now again, very, very cool theme. They've changed majority of the icons and everything. As you can see here, they're all roughed out, kind of got the mirror effect. And it's not dynamic because the only thing moving is the picture and the static. Which, I mean, technically it could be a dynamic theme. There is a line going up and down from it. And then the icons on this one, again, they've got that like 3D effect without glasses. It probably is 3D now I'm thinking about it. Wow, if somebody has 3D glasses, have a look at that. Tell me if it's 3D. Because that's how it looks when your 3D is not working. But as you can see, the picture's going to change between the two. And the picture does, yeah, it does move up and down. Kind of zooms in slightly. But still, very cool theme. And it's definitely one I'm going to be using when I'm recording endless hours and hours and hours of this game. Okay, let's move on. Okay, we got 2 Witcher, Wild Hunt, and then the Ciri one as well. So let's have a look at this one first. Now, this one I expected a lot more. Considering how amazing the game is, the icons have changed, sound hasn't changed, there's no music or sound effects. This thing should be moving, her tongue should be moving or something. I mean, I'm guessing it's a she because she's got tetes, but it doesn't look like it. Nothing seems to be moving in there. The fog's not moving, it's lazy. Lazy. And this one here, I mean, come on, shit could be moving, her tits could be bobbing up and down. Nah, her fish, the fish, the bubbles, I mean, it could be a really, really cool theme. Maybe have some sort of splash effect going into this one. But technically it's not dynamic, guys, because nothing moving. Okay, this is the other one. The Geralt and Ciri theme. And again, the music is changed. Well, the music has changed on this one. Icons have changed, sound effects have changed. And going between the icons, those have changed slightly as well. And it goes from her, Ciri, to him. And again, they could have had those things flying around in the background. Definitely could have had the sparks moving. But still, it's more crisp than the other one. I do enjoy it. And the detail on her is pretty damn awesome as well. Alright guys, we're getting to the top 6 very soon. Just a couple more. Let's go. Okay, Point of Origin, the Prey theme. Again, I used this one a fair amount in my travels through various games. Sound effects have changed. Icons have changed. Music has changed. These icons look pretty cool with a silver background. And again, the picture changes through there. But there ain't nothing moving, so technically not a dynamic theme. I'm just staring at his gun now to see if it's swaying. It's not. But still, one of my favorite games of all time, easily. Next up, Horizon Zero Dawn, exclusive theme. I was expecting a lot more from them, considering how absolutely amazing this game was. Top 5 games of all time, easily. The visuals alone would put it in my top 5. Never mind the gameplay, but the combination of the lush environments with the mechanical beasts is just fucking, it's unmatched, absolutely awesome. So as you can hear, the music hasn't changed, icons they have changed, but the sound effects haven't changed, and that picture is just fucking awesome. I love it. And that's the picture change through here. It would be so cool if the lightning was kind of pulsating through the bird, but nothing is moving on this one, but still one of my favorite themes, easily. And here is another Horizon Zero Dawn first anniversary theme. And again, not technically dynamic. So again, it's not technically dynamic because the icons haven't changed, the sound effects haven't changed, and the pictures are panning. So there's no independent movement. The icons have changed slightly, but the pictures are panning, and there's no independent movement in the actual picture itself. So hair's not moving, lighting's not moving. But it's still a very cool theme. I do prefer the one before though, with the mechanical bird. That's absolutely awesome. Okay, Red Dead Redemption 2 up next. You have to assume one of the best games ever created. And again, not technically dynamic because it is just panning the picture. Although the background is moving independently from the foreground, which is the character, so it could be. But hair's not moving, guns are moving, they're not smoking. Icons have changed, sound effects have changed. And these ones have definitely changed. So swapping between, we've got the slight zoom effect on that. So pretty cool. I have used it for many months before playing with the Red Dead. Alright, our final worth mention is going to be the Resident Evil 2 special theme. Now of course Resident Evil, some of my favorite games of all time. Resident Evil 2 Remake was just balls fucking awesome. So this one, characters have changed, or sorry, the icons have changed, sound effects have changed, music has changed, but technically, okay, these icons have changed, technically not dynamic, because there ain't nothing moving. But still, I like the fact that the music has changed, and it's dark, and it's gruesome, and it's sneaky. Alright guys, we are now going to move to my top 6 choices. Now, I'm going to put this in order from 6 down to 1, and I can't make up my mind for the first one, so you guys are going to have to help me with that one. So let's get into this. Okay, starting at number 6, the Metro Exodus Winter Dynamic Theme. Now, I've used this one for a long time as well. Metro's got some of my favorite music to games I've ever heard. Icons have changed, sound effects have changed, and of course the music. These icons have changed slightly with the snow effect, but as you can hear, sound effects there. And if you leave this for a second, you got the snow effect obviously, and you got the static but moving flying creatures right there, and I just like it. I like the tunnel effect, it's pretty damn cool, and I've used this for a long time as well. So pretty much number 6. Alright, next up at number 5 is going to be FarCry Primal. Now, this as well I used for a long time. So first, icons have changed slightly. They got a jagged edge effect. The sound effects have changed as well. Now the music, if there was any, has also changed. So the sound effects technically have changed there. And going between the pictures, those icons have changed, and the sound effects going between have changed. Now if you look at how many dynamic features are on this, you've got the ferns on the right, you've got the sparks, you've got the shadows of those particular ferns, you've got the shadows of the fire on the right hand side of the skull, you've got the fog. Now if you look at the top left, you've got some leaves moving there, you've got independent leaves falling in from the right, and if you look closely at the back trees, especially in the top right, you get one tree that's on his own. In between those 2 front trees in the background, even those leaves are moving. So there's a lot happening here. On the left hand side you've got the bushes as well moving. So there's a lot of independent movement here, which is why I rate this very high in my themes, I think. Okay, number 4, Borderlands 3 Dynamic Theme. This sucker is very cool. So you can hear the sound effects haven't changed, the icons have changed, and the icons down here have changed as well, as you can see. So, moving effects, you've got the sun, you've got the smoke, you've got the clouds, you've got the roses moving at the bottom, you can see more clearly here, and of course you've got the faces of Claptrap by his left hand, so our right hand side, next to his hand, you've got Claptrap, and you've got all the faces of the characters in the roses, which is fucking awesome, and a very cool, bright theme. I really enjoy this one as well. Okay, we're going down to, let me see, 1, 2, 3, next one is going to be the 4th on my list. Okay, number 4, Watch Dogs 2. Now this has changed a lot, as you're going to notice instantly. So, icons have changed, sound effects changed, music has most definitely changed, as I will let it play in a second. Icons have changed. So he's moving, the sun is moving, the fog is moving. And listen. It's not overpowering, it's not bad to have in the background the whole time. I thought it would get irritating, and it did after a couple of weeks, but not irritating. You just get annoyed with it and you want to go to something else. But very cool how it changes. So it is kind of like it's playing in his ears and we can hear it slightly. So very cool, very worth the 3rd place. Okay, now the next 2 guys are my final ones, and I can't tell between the 2. I think I know which ones you're going to choose, but let me show you which ones they are. Okay, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now I like this for a couple of reasons. I like the crispness of dynamic themes. So, sound effects have changed, very cool. Icons have changed, music has changed. These icons have changed as well. And I do like the background effect, so it slowly moves in and out. So it's not just like an instant change, it's gradual. And technically it is dynamic because that individual is moving independently from the background, even though the individual herself is only moving slightly. If you look at the spear, the point of the spear, you can see it is moving further away, and the belt on her, I was going to say dress, but is also moving. So it is definitely dynamic. And between the 2, you're going to have two different characters. There he is right there. You look at the fur on top of his helmet, that's moving. There's a lot of moving things that are very, very gradual, but they are definitely moving. So it's still one of my favorite themes. Just because, like I said, of the crispness, and you've got also the moving sparks on the top left, which are pretty damn awesome. I love it. I used this for many, many months as well. Okay, moving on to the final one. And here we have it, guys. Doom Eternal Dynamic Theme. Awesome. Definitely valid first place option, I think, here. So, the icons have changed. The sound effects haven't. Going through these icons, slight change on those as well, with the Doom effect. But I'm going to let this music play for a second. It's not really music, but just listen to the sound. So the sound is pretty damn cool. It's not overpowering, it's not going to irritate you. And the amount of moving features in here, you've got the electricity on the axe at the bottom. You've got every single monster is moving independently, the ones that are in the foreground and background. And you've got the sparks moving across. He is kind of moving independently as well from the background. And the Doom name itself is also moving. So a lot of dynamic features in this, and very, very, very cool. A very proper dynamic theme with multiple moving independent objects, and that's what I look for in a theme, is that kind of aspect. And so this theme is going to be on for a long time when I do my eternal live streams for this game. The second it comes out at 12 a.m. on that night, I'm going to be live streaming it for 6-7 hours. I'll be live streaming the entire day if I can, and going through some other dynamic themes that will come with the upcoming purchases as well. So guys, that is going to bring us to the end of the video. If you're having trouble with any games at all, please email me from the description and I can help you via SharePlay, and I help you get those tricky trophies and get your platinums up to what I've got over there. Very proud of my 100 platinums, and soon to be 33, level 33 as well. So also guys, there is a function that I'm doing. I'm affiliated now with the Arm the Animals, and if you look in the description, there's a very cool clothing line for a very cool cause as well. So have a look at that if you want some new outfits and so on. So guys, please smash the like button if you are enjoying the content, and subscribe if you are really enjoying it. So once again, I want to say thank you so much for watching, guys, and I want to catch you on the next one.